Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for taking time this weekend to come to the first ever IDIC Podcast Festival. All of us at Women at Warp are so happy you could join us to celebrate and amplify diverse voices in the Star Trek podcasting community.
The face of Star Trek podcasting has really changed since we first started our show 6 years ago to more accurately reflect the diversity of Star Trek fans, and we could not be happier.
If you missed any of the sessions this weekend or just want to rewatch your favorites, the videos will still be available on our Facebook and our YouTube channels. If you enjoy them, please take a moment to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Some podcasts might even be airing their own recordings on their podcast feeds in the coming weeks, so be sure to keep an eye out.
Links to all participating podcast websites and social feeds can be found on our website. Please take a minute to hop over, follow them, subscribe, show some love to their shows if you haven't already done so.
This event was a true labor of love for our crew, and it was important to us that it be a free event for participating shows and attendees. But if you like what we're doing and want to show your support, you can do so over at our Patreon at patreon.com/womenatwarp. You can also get IDIC Podcast Festival and other Women at Warp merch at tpublic.com/stores/womenatwarp.
Please let us know what you thought about the festival and whether you want us to do something like this again. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube comments, or send us an email at crew, C-R-E-W, @womenatwarp.com.
We did it!
And one thing that throughout the weekend we have had our own behind-the-scenes Slack channel where we coordinated while everybody was working together for this. And one comment that came up that I'm going to say on the live stream is that if this weekend proves anything, it's that if you're only listening to cishet white men talk about Star Trek, you are missing out.
You're doing it wrong! This has been incredible! This has been incredible. I can't get over how many times my mind has been blown.
Oh my gosh.
To the like, there's been so many cool perspectives. There's been so many cool intersections that we've observed this weekend. And I'm just so thrilled that people were able to, get in where they fit in and thrive once they had a space to really expand and, spread their wings. It's been, I want to say lit, but we don't say that anymore. It's been fire. Fuego.
There's been so many conversations that you don't hear on a typical convention stage, and that are things that, I've never thought of before. The mind blown emoji got used a lot. It's going to be at the top of my frequently used emojis for a while now. One of the themes that I really liked that came up over the weekend was about how diversity isn't just the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do to include people regardless of their background and how they identify. But it's also the smart thing to do, that our teams are better when they're diverse, that we the last panel of super inspiring scientists said it really well, that you get better answers faster when you have people that aren't all thinking from the same perspective. And, we heard that as a recurring theme throughout the weekend that I really appreciated.
And the viewers have been fantastic. You've been wonderful in the comments. You've been a joy to moderate.
Yes.
Because I didn't have to do anything.
And on that note, let's give a special shout out to Anne-Marie and to Susan Teamy, who have been at every event this weekend.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think, Jara, you have some statistics for us.
So we promised at the beginning that we would be keeping track of how many cats made an appearance. Just before I announce the final count, are there any cats on hand?
Oh, hey. Cat right here.
Okay. So
There's always a cat on hand.
I'm adding 2.
Wait. If I do this, you get one more cat just off my shoulder.
Okay. Nice. So if I'm allowed to count the same cat on separate sessions, then because 2 of these cats have shown up before. The official cat count for the IDIC Podcast Festival is 8 cats and 2 dogs.
Wow. Oh, that's cute.
And now they're fighting.
Oh my gosh.
So cool. We're all very punchy. Like, we have thoroughly enjoyed watching everything, right? It's been a privilege to watch such excellence in podcasting, but it's been a weekend. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I had a beer after your away team, and now I'm like, all right.
I really wish we were all in person and we could all go, hang out and decompress now. But it'll be hard to go to sleep. But I did want to give a special shout out to Sue for doing all our audio production and our graphics this weekend. And making everything run so smoothly and look so super professional. So yes.
Thank you. My pleasure. It makes my overactive brain focus on stuff that I can control.
It's been incredible. The feedback I've been getting from folks watching have been like, I don't know who was running your boards, but holy cats. And I'm like, yep, that's how we do. That's how we do.
We got a good crew here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just so I'm feeling so much love for our Trek community this weekend, and so glad to get to know more of these podcasters a little bit better through seeing their live shows, and can't wait to see more of what everyone does.
Look who I got!
Okay, another one.
Just the wrong time, and I caught him.
Gosh, does that bring our counts up to 9?
I think it
Yeah,
does.
this
No.
is a new one. Jerry wasn't.
We cut it off already. Sorry.
Oh no!
It's about to get really
Jerry doesn't count. Oh no!
No. Okay, fine. It's 9.
brutal.
Amazing.
We were all like,
So do we have anything else to say?
I mean, what can we say? It's been. I just want to acknowledge, to piggyback off of what Jara was saying about Sue's contributions. Like, this whole team has been involved this weekend in some capacity. Mm-hmm. So I just want you all to know that we've all heard your well wishes and your appreciation, and it just means so much to us. Is that a purring cat in the microphone?
I heard.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Oh, this is like perfect. I just want you to know that we there goes again. Yes. So much cooler than a tribble. Because tribbles are space rats.
Come on.
Space roaches.
It's hot take time.
Make it 10.
Punchy, like we said.
Oh.
Hey. Oh. We've heard all of your amazing accolades. Is that the right word? Appraisals, approvals. We accept your approval.
All of your wishes.
We appreciate you as well. I'm running out of words, guys. I don't know about you all. My brain's like. Oh no!
Cat purring. That's the mood right now.
Seriously, did we have any favorites? Did anyone have any? I mean, they were all freaking phenomenal, but
gosh,
did we have?
I won't say favorites because everyone was truly amazing. But certainly, I mean, oh man, it's so hard to pick.
You can't ask us to pick a favorite child.
I highlighted the point that you and Tony made on your session about, just think about from Worf's perspective what it's like to have to justify or explain his culture all the time, to be seen as the representative of his culture. And we have talked a bit about species and race in Star Trek, and how the way that certain species are treated kind of reinforces the way that races are treated in our society today. But I had never actually thought about it from that perspective. So that was my most recent mind blown moment.
Cool. Thank you. I'm glad my time travel ramblings aren't just ramblings, that they have some.
No. I was so impressed. I was so impressed at keeping in character the whole time also.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
That's
everyone in the comments was rolling in the aisles.
That's to keep us from geeking out. That's to keep us from like, because when we hang out in the rare instances that we do, because Tony's in New York, and I'm in Philly, we can get in a bag. You know what I mean? And this is a way to kind of like streamline those thoughts and have a cohesive idea of where you want the discussion to go. So, we appreciate that it was well received.
Can I also just give a shout out to Christina's session yesterday from Blog Trek on parenting as a trans Trekkie. I mean, everyone, and you could see in the comments as well, was just so moved hearing about your experience and connecting it to those really important Star Trek lessons that I think we kind of know we kind of know they're there. Like, Star Trek's generally pro being yourself and being accepted for that. But, I think you just imbued it with this power. Like, I know that Anne-Marie said, like, I'm not ever going to watch those episodes the same way again. And I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Another one of the big themes this weekend, of course, was the idea of finding your team, finding your crew, your found family, your chosen family. And I think that's a traditional, not traditional, but that's a common narrative in queer spaces and in marginalized spaces. But I think it's becoming more and more of a narrative in fandom spaces as well, because, sappy, but I consider all of you my family. At this point. But it is such a part of Star Trek. The casts of the shows always talk about how they're families, and there's no reason why that shouldn't happen in fandom, and it clearly does.
Mm-hmm. Totally does. Inclusion was a big theme this weekend. I'm blanking on a lot of the stuff that happened yesterday because
that was a whole day ago.
Yeah, we had some really cute moments.
10 streams ago.
Yeah. Into the Wormhole almost made me cry with Amanda Larissa talking about the grandmother.
Oh my gosh.
What else? Out of Orbit gave me like big sister auntie feels because Eli and Jinx are like a real life fucking Gray and Adira, and I just want to like hug the both of them. I don't know these people, but I want to hug them, What else? Sci-Fi Sisters starting us off strong today with that dope theme song. I was like, hey, let's go. Yeah. Okay, Sunday. We talked about Christina and how she made everybody cry. What else? The Michelle mission surprise.
Yeah.
I kind of knew because I knew.
Yeah.
But the impact of seeing two cis-het men call out toxic masculinity was like chef's kiss.
Was it Trek Table yesterday
Trek
with
Table.
The funnest format?
Trek Table. Listen, Trek Table usually does like an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute show.
Oh my gosh.
And we said, you have an hour. And they said, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And they did it.
It was impressive.
Woo.
It was also good. Introspectional, intersectional. I feel like we're basically, we could go on. Everyone.
Yeah.
So great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all finished. Oh, sorry.
Please go ahead.
I was going to say, we're all finishing out this week with much, much longer to listen to list.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
This should not be like the 2 days out of your year you listen to diverse podcasts. Like, go follow those people. Listen to them all the time.
All the time.
If it is,
go
what's
listen. Yeah, for real. I want to give Trek Table another shout out for their accessibility notes. Right? Like they made sure to not only acknowledge the settled land that everybody was on, which I think is fucking dope. Pardon my French. It's after hours, right? We can cuss now.
I would like you to know that Tilly the cat just selected that comment to put on screen.
Okay, great.
Right.
I appreciated that they not only acknowledged, the indigenous communities that they were living amongst, but I also appreciated the fact that they took the time to describe what everybody was wearing so that the folks who were visually impaired could still experience it in tangible way. Not tangible, my brain, in a cool way, in a good way. They did good.
Yep. And the call to action from Intertrectional.
Yeah.
About asylum seeking. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we're missing anything, put it in the comments. It's been a long weekend, but amazing. So if we're missing anyone, it's not personal.
If we forget to say it, you should say it. By all means, spread the love.
Because our brains are scrambled.
Mm-hmm.
Our brains are definitely scrambled. I also appreciated
We've been on YouTube for 2 days straight.
Yeah, seriously, I appreciated the TV PhD as well. For tackling such a difficult subject in a way that wasn't, I mean, I can only speak for myself, that wasn't terribly jarring, right? When you talk about those kind of things, it can be triggering for folks. And I felt like that was approached in a warm and comprehensive way. And I just, I don't know what Trek podcasts like everyone else is listening to, but this weekend was a
lot more now.
It was an excellent selection and an excellent example of intersectional diversity and infinite combinations. Like, what else can you possibly ask for?
Excuse me while I go delete some murder podcasts to make space in my phone.
Yeah.
Well, Kennedy said it earlier, but the videos are going to continue to remain available on both Facebook and YouTube. Over on YouTube, where it allows us to create playlists, we will make a playlist for each day. So you can just hit play once and let them just run. And
live long and prosper.
Yeah. Well, look at how this is some Tucker Warp Core gals. Ooh, that's a cool softball team name, the Warp Core Gals.
Yes.
All right, I'll do the standard sign off. We are Women at Warp. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Women at Warp. You can send us an email at crew@womenatwarp.com. And you can find us writing blogs, our show notes, everything else over at womenatwarp.com. Live long and prosper, everybody.